Hey guys, so I just wanted to come on here today and talk. I'm driving back home, so thought I'd come on here and say hey. Anyways, during holidays, I get really kind of sad and I don't know. I'm sure those of you that's lost people and loved ones, you feel the same way, but I'm kind of at that state today where I'm trying to pick myself up and carry on and count my blessings and all that good stuff. But today's just been a rough day for some reason. I don't know. I woke up this morning and you just kind of revisit the old times and back when all of your family was together and here, and it's just sad sometimes, so sad. But anyway, so today I was thinking, I'm feeling this way today, so I'm just going to start praying for everybody. My heart goes out to people that's, lost loved ones, or, that feels rejected or alone. There's a girl, I guess she was about 17, 18 maybe. Anyways, she was from Sweetwater, and they went on this mission trip with, I'm wanting to say the school or something. Well, they got there, and I don't know how many days they were there, but a tree had fallen on the van that they were in, or the bus, and from my understanding, everybody had got off, and then I think she had stayed on there. They went to use the bathroom or something, and the tree hit the bus, and she died at the hospital. And this young lady was 17, 18, and there were pictures of the mom and dad hugging her and sending her off to this mission trip, and I could not imagine losing a child. I just can't. And I was thinking about how lonely I feel sometimes, and it just hurts your heart so bad that you can't even talk about, really express how you feel. You just can't. And so as I was feeling this way this morning, I was today I'm just going to sit and try to pray for people that are going through hard times and loneliness and heartaches and troubles, and life's hard sometimes. Life is so hard. It's just so hard. But at the same time, we know that God's there to help us and to carry us through the rough times in our lives. But it's a struggle. It definitely is a struggle. And, sometimes, hang on, Tootsie, it's okay. Sometimes you just have to cry. Sometimes it's okay to cry and express yourself and let it all out and all that good stuff. And today, that's just where I'm at. Actually, this week I've been that way, but today more so than usual. It's really hit me head on, and life is so short. So short. It's we're here one day and gone the next minute. Everybody's circumstance in life's different. Everybody's struggle's different. Everybody has a different testimony. But sometimes in life, it's it hurts so bad, and it's just it comes across like waves, and the emotions are so strong, and it's you just can't explain it. I know that you guys have been there and felt that way before. But even in times that's troublesome like that and heartache, God's still there, and He's there carrying us whenever we can't feel Him there. And I don't know. And if you are one that's struggling maybe today or through the holidays with missing a loved one and all this stuff, I'm praying for you. I may not be much, but it says in His Word that God hears. So I pray that God gives you all peace and, you know, understanding, and I pray that over myself too. So, you know, count your blessings and remember that life's short. You know, everything can be gone in an instant. Life is just hard sometimes. Tootsie, you're gonna have to get over here. Life is hard, life is a struggle, but at the same time, it's a very beautiful ride. It's just all of the ups and downs, the twists, the turns, and you know, the heartaches, the troubles, and then, you know, this situation with my back hasn't really helped my situation at all. But at the same time, it's kind of, I feel like my faith has grown stronger. But at the beginning, I felt like my faith was so weak. But okay, Tootsie, honey, you can't get up here. You're gonna have to get down there. No, go sit down. Go sit down. Go back there with your mommy. At the same time, when I felt like my faith was weak, I believe that's when God was working on my faith and making me strong. You know, a lot of times in life we feel like we're not strong enough to face the obstacles and the journey that's ahead of us. But, you know, I was thinking yesterday actually how God has already went ahead of us for us, and He's done, you know, carried the cross for us and the load, and He already knows ahead of us. He knows the past, you know. So whenever we're worrying and fretting, we should really be trusting the Lord. I do trust God. It's just sometimes the loneliness really kicks in on my behalf about missing my family and stuff. And of course she didn't listen. She's right back up here in my lap. Toots, you gotta be careful, honey. I got pulled over one day because she was up here in my lap and the cop was like right beside me and he seen her. And, you know, which, I mean, it is a hazardous because they can get like, try to jump down here in the floor and like get where your brakes and stuff and the gas pedals are. But anyway, so that's what I'm dealing with today. Like, the 4th of July is coming up, and it used to be a time with like, back when my kids were little, would go over to my mama's house and shoot off fireworks and have a cookout, and it would just be like a whole day thing. Half of the time we'd camp out either somewhere close by there or even at her house. She had this big old, you know, field, and, you know, it's like one blink and it's all gone. That's how it is. But I've got to make memories for my kids, and I've got to do what they left behind, you know, become like all of the positive inspirations that they were to me in my life. But, you know, each day is a new day, and even through the hard times, we still gotta find, you know, positive things in life. But anyways, that's what I'm dealing with. And when you pray for my friend Myra. She's sick. She's in the hospital. She's got some medical things going wrong with her. So keep her in your prayers. I can say I took 2 Tylenol yesterday, and I've not had any today. I'm trying to back off of pain medication. And when I say pain medication, I'm referring to like Advil and ibuprofen. I don't take any kind of pain pills, like, you know, narcotics or whatever. But I do have a doctor's appointment now. It's scheduled for the 17th, so that's a huge step. It took a long while to get that through, but I'm just looking forward to see what the doctor tells me and the plans and all this stuff. It's definitely been a setback for me. Like, I can't work overtime. I need to work overtime. I need the extra money, but, you know, right now I gotta do what I gotta do. And just, you know, like, the more you worry, the more doubt and fear steps in your life. So I have been trying to like let things go, not think about it. And then it's like when like missing my family comes up and stuff, it seems like that triggers off more things that gets on my mind, and before you know it, you're going to be thinking of so many negative things. So pray for me, and I'll be praying for you all today. We've got to, stand in the gap for one another and help each other and pray for each other and, lift each other up. Like I said, I may not be much, but I believe in prayer, and I believe in God, and I believe in faith. And, you might be one that's struggling with being rejected, being felt like you're cast down or cast away. I've been there before, and during those times in my life, whenever I felt that way, and I felt so all alone, in the stillness and the quietness time that I was encountered with that situation, I felt God's presence stronger than ever. Like, He was there covering me when I couldn't even cover my own self and be strong for my own self. So if you're one that's feeling that way, just know and trust in God that He's there. Just let the Lord cover you. Let Him wrap His arms around you and be there for you. And if you gotta cry, sit and cry. Lay in your bed, cry it out. Like, I remember years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, when I was just in a ball every night, and I would sit and cry myself to sleep. And I done that for a good while, but I would keep praying, and I would keep talking to God, and I'd be like, I don't know how, but God, I can't get myself out of this low bottom hole, but God, I know You can. And I would just sit there and pray that over me. And I had friends that was praying for me and stuff, and each day got a little bit easier, and before I knew it, I was out of that dark sadness, loneliness place. And life, I've said it on here before, life is definitely like a journey, like seasons. There's summer, there's spring, there's fall, there's winter, there's storms that occur, but it passes. It won't last forever. Like, your situation won't last forever. You may go through it for a while, you may battle through it for a while, but with God, He's there. And joy comes in the morning to those that love Him and believe. And it's just up to us if we're willing to receive it and step in faith, knowing that God's there and He's in control. But through everything that I've been through, I'd have to say that He's been faithful to me. He has been so faithful to me. And I'm going to try not to cry because I don't need to mess my makeup up. I got to go to work at 2 o'clock. But there's been plenty of times that the sadness and the overwhelmingness and the anxiety, like in my past, had gotten so strong that at times I felt like I just couldn't take it, like I was going to lose it, or not be strong enough, like I just felt like I couldn't do it. And in those times, God just stepped right in, and He shielded me and protected me because His grace was sufficient, and He had mercy upon me, and He loved me. So if you're one that's battling that, and the devil has put fear upon your mind and soul, let God take over and wrap His arms around you, and because He's there. He is there. You may not have anybody, you may feel alone, and that's exactly where the devil wants you to feel. Like, I've been there too before. And we get focused on the negative things in life, and like possibly what people might think of you or anything like that. First of all, if you're saved and born again and you love the Lord, you're not going to be throwing fingers at people and judging people and putting them down and knocking them in a lower situation that they are. A lot of so-called Christians do that, and I've been one to witness that. Like, I had gotten so hurt at times where you're thinking, okay, these are Christians, what's going on here? You know, if you fall, and if you see a Christian fall, pick that person up. Don't sit and, you know, knock them down further and say, you know, well, you know, shunning the person, or, because let me tell you, that's not Christ. That's not Christ at all. And my eyes were opened to a lot of things during my lowest times of my life. You know, it said in the Bible that God, you know, he didn't go into like where the rich people was, which God loved all of those people, but he was after the ones that felt alone and didn't have no one. And, you know, like the lady with the issue of blood, you know, back in those days, people were just so afraid to be around people that had diseases, or, which, I mean, human flesh we would be too, but like, what I'm saying is God does not have a respect of person. God loves, and he wants to help everyone. And, you know, he went to the drunkards, the whoremongers, he went to all, you know, all of these types of people, because that's how big God was, and that's how big his heart of his love was for everyone. And the greatest gift, this road's really making me nauseous because it's like curvy. I don't do a lot of curves, but the greatest gift is love. And if you don't have love in your heart, if you have bitterness, envy, strife, hate, you're not going to make it to heaven. And that's, I mean, that's for all of us. If you don't have those things, then you won't make it in the kingdom of God. So, the ones that claim that, you know, they're Christians and they're almighty and bigger than everybody and don't sin and has never sinned, and, you know, they've got saved and they're just 100% right with God, they better reflect in the mirror, because, honey, that's not true. We're all sinners every day that we live. That doesn't say go out here and do things over and over, but we all have faults in our life because we're flesh. And there's not one of us perfect down here below. And just like that song that I sang, He Knows My Name, I'm so glad that God knows my name. And I'm so glad that God sees my heart and He knows exactly who I am. And as long as He knows, I could care less what everybody else thinks. Because when He calls my name to cross over to glory land, He's the one that I've got to stand in front of. He's the one that knows, you know, my start till finish, till end. Like, He knows. He knows me. He knows you. So when things like that gets up on your mind and you start worrying and, you know, people being ugly and nasty and just downright dirty and sick, remember that God knows you. And He's called you by your name. He loves you and He wants the best for you. But He wants us to, you know, seek His face and, you know, trust in Him. God has really been my everything. And, you know, I've had a hard go with circumstances and things in life. There's been a lot of things that has happened to me in my life, which we all have a life and we all have things bad that's happened to us. If it wasn't for God, I really don't know where I would be. Like, I really don't. He's the one that's kept me and protected me and carried me along life's way. Like, he's been there for me. Like, He has been there for me. So anyways, I love you guys. I'm praying for you guys. Pray for me. If you're going through a hard time, just let God help you. Let Him help you. That's all that I do whenever I'm feeling alone. And, you know, when you feel this way, honestly, you know, your friends and family can help you, but the void that you feel in your life and your soul, He's the only one that can help you to give you peace. God is a God of peace, and nobody else can fill that void for you. And so, anyways, guys, know that I'm praying for you. Pray for me, and I love you all. And just know that the storm will pass and the sun will come out and joy will come in the morning. So keep the faith, keep the faith, keep the faith. That's what you got to do. You can never, ever give up hope. Ever. And that's why, like, I've got this tattoo on my arm. You probably can't see it, I'm driving, but it's got faith on it. You know, we've got to keep the faith. We've got to keep it. Anyways, I'm going to get off of here because I'm just about home. So I just felt like sharing that with you guys. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.